All right, good morning. Welcome. It's December 21st, 2020, the third episode of Crimecast to the Wichita community and the surrounding areas as well. Stay tuned. We'll put out some information on some property crime spots. We'll be looking at auto theft, burglaries, larceny to autos, some porch fire stuff. We had a surveillance video that just got done of a suspect involved in porch fires. We've got a catalytic converter information and a photo to put out there as well. So how's everybody doing this week? Hopefully pretty well. I know it's going good here. We did bump this up to Monday. That's just this week because of Christmas, the holiday season. A lot of people are off spending time with their families. Next week, we will resume on Tuesdays. We are going to bump the time to this time frame, 11 a.m. in the morning. And so we were doing 9 o'clock. It was conflicting with some other city services that were going. I didn't want to do that. 11 o'clock actually works better for us anyway, allows us a little bit more preparation time and our crime analyst, Allie, to get things together as well. So next week should be the 29th. We will resume Crimecast on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. So hopefully everyone's coming in. I see Paula Burt, Scott Moore, Mary Ellen Hernandez, Mama Cynthia, Stephanie Gawith. Also with me here in the office today, Charlie Davidson is back, one of our public information officers with the police department. Charlie will be in the background here helping, and he might have some crime tips or maybe some information on some cases as well. So Charlie, thanks for joining.
You want to mute yourself?
Yep.
Hey, good morning, Wichita. Appreciate everyone being here on the Crimecast on the 21st here. Almost Christmas. We're getting a lot of Merry Christmases this morning. So Merry Christmas to everybody as well that's tuning in here, Facebook Live. Sorry, we did have a little bit of an echo. We were trying headphones. It doesn't seem to change that. So what we're going to do is mute one speaker as the other speaker's going. And that way we're not having an echo sound. And we can chime in and provide some information that the lieutenant was talking about. All right, everyone. It sounds like the sound is better. Merry Christmas. Yes, many Merry Christmases. So hoping everyone has a safe and happy holiday. We're going to talk a little bit about keeping yourself safe, especially porch pirates. Still going to be a lot of gifts delivered over the next few days as we come up to Christmas Eve on Thursday. So with that, I'll hand it back over to the lieutenant.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, now, so we did have some echo issues. We thought maybe it was we needed headphones. We're in the same room. Charlie's off over here in the office, and our mics must just be picking up each other. So headphones aren't going to fix that issue. We will just have to remember to mute and then unmute and stuff like that. So bear with us. Let's get into some of our crime numbers from last week. We'll get that out of the way. Then we'll move into some of the talking points and the video I have to show. And I'm not ready for that yet. I need to go. There we go. Larceny from autos. From last week, we've seen an 11% increase, 162 vehicles had something stolen from them or off of them compared to 146 the week before, if you're looking at the chart over here on the left. The last 28 days compared to the 28 days prior to that, we have had a 12% increase, 614 cars broken into. And on the year, looking at the right side of the graph, our larceny to autos are up 3%. 6,263 cars have been broken into. That's a lot of cars, and a great reminder to not leave stuff, valuables in your cars. And I say valuables, it pertains to anything. It could be a pack of cigarettes. It could be 12 cents. People that are running around, if they see anything in the car, they're going to try to open the door. If it's unlocked, get in there, go through it, see what else they can find. So what may be not valuable to you can be valuable to somebody else. So just try to keep your cars cleaned out, and especially keep anything out of view. And that will help prevent a lot of larceny to autos. A hotspot developed November 23rd through December 21st. This is the area of Kellogg and Rock Road. Of course, we have Town East Mall that sits up here on the northwest corner, And in that area, we see a lot of larceny to autos that have occurred. Now, this is going to follow the shopping season as well. People that are out shopping, leaving bags, leaving valuables in their cars, leaving their purses, their wallets, things like that in their car in plain view. And we have people breaking into those cars to steal those items. So keep that in mind when you're out Christmas shopping. Keep your items that you've purchased, keep your bags, keep your boxes out of view. Keep them in the trunk if you can. Lock your doors. Make sure it's secure. Do the best that you can to help prevent larceny to autos. Another one, moving out west, Maple and West Street, and this is just north of Town West Mall. Some businesses and residential area here as well. You can see to the north and west of West Street and Maple, kind of along Douglas, just to the west of West Street. Several larceny to autos have occurred in that area. Auto thefts this week compared to last week, we had a 5% increase. 60 cars were stolen compared to 57 the week before. Month to month, this month we've had 207 cars compared to 206. Those are in the middle there. And if you look at the right-hand side of the screen, we're almost breaking even on the year. 2,218 cars have been stolen compared to 2,222 last year at this time. Now, just keeping numbers since last Tuesday when we aired Crimecast, I have seen people reported 15 cars that have been stolen that were left running, and 6 cars that were stolen that the keys were left in. That's 21 cars over the course of a week. 21 cars that could have easily been prevented. And 15 of those, like I say, were left running in the driveways or running, some in driveways, some in apartment complexes. I've got a couple of examples I'll go over with here in a little bit. And it's just not a good idea. I know it sounds convenient. You think it only takes a minute or two to warm up your car. You turn your back for a second and it's gone. So keep in mind, we have people going around Wichita looking for cars that are running to steal. Criminals driving around, when they see a car that's running, they're out, they're trying the door, maybe they're breaking the window, and they're off in the running car, and it only takes a matter of seconds. Keep that in mind. Charlie, if I don't remember, remind me to come back. I got a couple of cases just to go over as far as that is concerned. Just moving on through the slideshow here. Auto thefts, a couple of hot spots along Harry, just to the west and the east of Oliver. Over here, just to the north of Harry. This is probably along St. Joe in this area and the Hilltop area. We see a hot spot. And this was over the last kind of 28 days. And then a hot spot to the east, staying along Harry between Oliver and Edgemore. I know we got the Dillons over here on the northwest corner of Edgemore and Harry. There's a lot of residences, a lot of duplexes in this area, a lot of cars. So keep that in mind. Do what you can to make your auto safer in that area. Keep the keys out of it. Don't leave them running. Lock the doors. Keep the windows rolled up. Make it harder on the criminals to steal. Another hot spot, Pawnee and Meridian area, just to the south and west. Again, a lot of residences in this area, a lot of businesses. So it brings in a lot of people, a lot of cars, a lot of traffic. Auto recoveries over the last 28 days, a little bit of a hot spot, Harry and Broadway area. Reaching out kind of in circular there, of course. Several cars that have been stolen have been recovered in that area. Someone called actually the other day talking to me about their stolen car. They wanted to go look for it. Where should they look? I kind of gave them an area that actually was right around this area. If I was looking for my stolen car, this is a good place to start. Like I said, we do see several cars stolen and recovered in this area, probably extending to the Pawnee area. So keep that in mind. Our burglary residences or residential burglaries over the last 7 days, we saw a little bit of an uptick over here on the left-hand side, 18%. We had 26 compared to 22 the week before, but we're down this month compared to the month prior, 16%. We've had 103 residential burglaries compared to 122 in the prior month, and that's in the middle of this chart. If you look at the right-hand side year to date, our residential burglaries are down 16%. Some hot spots here, kind of along the core area south of Kellogg. If you look along McCormick and Seneca area, come back to Lincoln and Market, Broadway, Topeka, in that area to the north, in between Kellogg and Lincoln, and north of Lincoln, east of Washington, before or west of Hydraulic. A little bit of a residential burglary hotspots there. End of the slideshow. Charlie, how's the questions and comments? Anything I need to address? You doing good over there?
We're doing good. There's a couple I can bring up.
Couple of comments you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk about it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll mute myself.
All right. Yeah, just appreciate all the information, Lieutenant, on that. We had a couple questions, a lot of Merry Christmases. So Merry Christmas, I guess a blanket one for everyone. Lou Caps had asked about an update on the fire last night. Appreciate your question there. Actually, fire has their own investigators that investigate those incidents. So they'll be the ones providing any update as far as an investigation that goes into the fire that occurred last night. Alexis had said something about us not investigating hit and runs or car break-ins. Actually, we do investigate hit and runs and break-ins. It sounds like you may be frustrated with a case. If that is the case, please feel free to email me at cdavidson@wichita.gov. Give me your case number, Alexis, and I can look into further where your case is at and the circumstances surrounding that case. Also, a shooting at 21st in Arkansas. Vicky had asked about that. Again, I don't have any updated information from the initial information that's been provided. Obviously, we're still investigating that case, and if anybody has any information, they can always call our detectives, 268-4646. So those are the questions we've had so far, Lieutenant. If you want to continue on, appreciate all the dialogue and everybody engaging with us this morning.
Thanks, Charlie. Appreciate it. All right. Let's porch pirates. Let's look at this video. This just came in. Hopefully let me see where, right here. All right, so we saw a woman. I'll show it again here. Female, looks like a white female with pink hair. Run up, grab a package off of a porch. Goes back to a light-colored pickup and extended cab. This just came in this morning. There's some more details here I'm going to go over with on this. If you have any information on that, let me get. You can email myself. Crime link at wpdoutlook.com or call 316-268-4407. That's Police Department Investigations. Ask for the larceny section and leave your tips there if you know who that is. So what we saw, let's look at that again real quick. And I don't think I can pause it while it's playing, or I would for you. Yeah, I don't have any control over I can't pause that for you. So you can see her there, white female, pink hair, runs back to a truck. It was backed into the driveway next door, it looks like. Lighter colored, extended cab with some property in the back. Now, what was, if you noticed, she did not have a package. It was not a box, anything left by FedEx or UPS that she stole. It was, let me bring it up, give me a second here. This right here. Our victims of that porch pirate had out a box of goodies for USPS, for FedEx, and for UPS, the delivery drivers. Little snack, some treats there, bottles of water. And the sign says, "Thank you. We appreciate you. Please help yourself. Happy holidays. P.S. Snacks are COVID free." Our homeowners had left that out there for the UPS drivers, the delivery drivers, basically anybody delivering packages to their porch, to their house. And our white female with the pink hair felt that she needed that gift or the snack box more than the UPS delivery drivers. So sometimes it's not even necessarily box from FedEx, a cardboard box, maybe something valuable that was delivered to your house. It could be a lawn ornament in your front yard. It could be your box of snacks that you leave out for the delivery guy. So keep in mind, somebody may want that. And that was great video surveillance. Oh, that's Ring, Nest, great doorbell, surveillance camera footage. Those help tremendously when we get these type of cases in identifying suspects and vehicles involved as well. So I think it was just 2 years ago myself, I bought surveillance cameras and, Ring doorbell for my house. So, and it's really a great, I'd like to say it's a deterrent. Hopefully it deters crime, but like in this instance, of course it didn't. You see her run right up there and grab it. Broad daylight. That's when a lot of these happen. They're driving around. Our suspects, again, they could be looking for a car that's left running. They're looking for packages that are sitting on porches. They're going to run up. They're going to grab it and be gone. So thanks for the video surveillance on that, the video, the camera, the pictures. And hopefully somebody has some tips there on who that is. Let's go, Charlie. We doing okay on comments?
Yeah, looks like I'll take a couple. All right, looks like Lieutenant, somebody was saying that someone had identified possibly who that suspect was on the Sedgwick County Police Scanner Facebook group. So we'll look into that and we'll check and see if there's any information there that helps us on that investigation. Of course, if you do know who that is, call us 268-4407. It's at the bottom of the screen is a phone number you can call, or you can email crimelinkWPD@outlook.com. Provide us with that information as well. And again, some other individuals, Lieutenant, are talking about, she was seen in College Hill the other day taking packages. Please, if you see anything suspicious, especially over these holiday times where perhaps you think something is nefarious going on, give us a call. Call 911. Have officers respond. I know a lot of times when I've met with community groups, they said they saw something suspicious. They just didn't really know, was that really an emergency? Should they call 911? If you see something suspicious in your neighborhood, give us that call, especially if we're investigating this case such as this, where perhaps there's multiple cases involved. We'd rather get that phone call and it not be the suspect. Maybe it be something that was legitimate, than not get a call and it is our suspect who we've been trying to locate or identify. So please, if you see anything suspicious in your neighborhood, call 911. Officers are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year to keep you and your neighborhood safe. So please give us a call as well. All right, that's all I got so far.
Thanks, Charlie. All right, let's go. I got a couple of other pictures, and then I'll talk about some auto theft cases that occurred. This vehicle, now this case occurred a few weeks ago, 2 to 3 weeks ago. Some hunters were traveling through town, and we see this, it seems like, once a year. Stayed at a motel, left their guns in their vehicle. In this case, it was $39,000 worth of guns. They came out in the morning and cars broken into, guns are gone. This was our suspect vehicle. We have identified this vehicle. We know what it is. We want to remind you that it only takes a minute, only takes a few seconds for someone to steal what you leave in your car. You think maybe you think it's secure, it's in a well-lit area. It's a reminder not to leave valuables in your car, especially guns. So do what you can to help prevent these types of things. And like I say, we have identified this vehicle. I wanted to show it to you just so you know, again, these people, these criminals are out driving around and they're looking for stuff to steal. And it only takes a heartbeat for them to do it. So I wanted to bring up, of course, I kept some notes, some cases that came in over the week, some vehicles that were left running, victim reports. His listed vehicle, a 2004 Toyota running, and an unknown person taking his vehicle without permission. That was on the 16th. On the 16th, also, victim reports unknown suspect taking his listed vehicle, a red Hummer H3, that was left running with the keys inside. On the 16th, also, this was the third one that day. Our victim reports letting her son borrow her vehicle. Her son drove the vehicle to his friend's house where he left it running outside, and it was stolen. So if you've got family members, friends, anybody that's driving your vehicle, let them know, hey, do not leave my car running unattended. I do not want my car stolen. Please take the keys with you if you leave it. Make sure people understand that not to leave your car running. Several others, I got a list of them here. The last one I want to bring up on the 20th, which was yesterday morning. A victim reports unknown suspect stealing his listed vehicle. He left his vehicle running to warm up in the driveway. A vehicle unlocked. Victim reports he saw a suspect pull away in the vehicle, and suspect was driving erratically. 2 blocks away, that suspect, not being pursued, not being chased by anybody, wrecked into a house. Fled the scene, was not located. So not only are you allowing your vehicle to be stolen when you leave it running, or you're increasing the chances of that vehicle being stolen, you're putting people of Wichita, other citizens' safety at risk when these erratic people that are unsafe steal your car. And even when nobody is chasing them, are driving crazy, trying to get out of the area and wreck. So we've seen that where the victim is chasing the person, the police are chasing that person, or the person's just driving erratically on his own. So keep that in mind. When you do that, you're putting other citizens of Wichita and the surrounding area, you're putting them at risk as well. So let's try to prevent that from happening.
Let me add just a sec to that.
Yeah, hold on just a second. Go ahead.
Hey, Wichita. Yeah, just something I want to add to what the lieutenant said on those vehicle thefts left running unattended. I say this during when we have media briefings, just taking an extra few minutes to be in your vehicle to warm it up, getting up 5-10 minutes earlier can save you from hours to days, to weeks, to possibly months of a headache of returning of lost property, getting your vehicle back. Many times, if you do get your vehicle back, property is missing from the vehicle and or there's damaged property. So it could be a long-lasting impact for just a few minutes of time. So please, again, I encourage you, the Wichita Police Department encourages you to take that extra few minutes, make sure you're in your vehicle, warming it up to make sure you get to your destination safely, and others are able to get to their destination safely as well. One other thing real quick on a question, I'm going to jump real back on the Porch Pirates. Tiffany, you had said something about she possibly being identified on the Sedgwick County Police Scanner Facebook group. I am not a member of that group, so I don't have access to that, it looks like. Can you email me, cdavidson@wichita.gov, that information, or you can send it to crimelinkwpd@outlook.com, Tiffany Lynch, and we can follow up on that information. Thanks, LT. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie. Hey, just a reminder, quick, Charlie, too, if you want to, you can click on that comment and highlight it into there. If it's something like maybe you want me to address it.
Oh, okay.
Over on the right-hand side, just click on that and it'll bring it right up.
Oh, okay. And it'll bring it up on the screen.
Right there. Yep. So I just clicked. Sharon Brooks left a comment. She said, don't leave your car running if you're not in it. Thank you, Sharon. And then just unclick it and gone. Speaking of vehicles, most stolen vehicles in Wichita, I brought this up last week, nationwide, year after year, we see the same ones. But in Wichita, the last 6 months, most stolen makes are Chevy, Ford, Honda, Dodge, Toyota, and Nissan. Of course, those are some of the most produced cars. I think continuously you'll see Chevy, Ford, and Honda at the top of these lists year after year. Some of those 1990s and 2000 model vehicles are really easy to steal. Top make models stolen last 6 months in Wichita: Chevy Silverado trucks, Honda Accords, Honda Civics, Ford F-150s, and Ford Fusions. Those are the top 5 stolen in the last 6 months in Wichita. So keep that in mind. If you're driving those vehicles, do what you can to help make them more secure as well. Park in well-lit areas, keep them locked. Do what you can just to help or slow down criminals even from being able to steal it. I have a photo real quick. I want to show another one. We've talked catalytic converters. These have been on the uptick. We are starting an enforcement effort on our scrap metal dealers. And we will begin, we're working with the DA's office and the state AG's office as well on enforcement activities. And why I was going to, okay, here we go. So catalytic converters, this is underneath of a car. This is one that was attempted to be stolen. And there was a tool that was left behind. If you look over here on the left-hand side, it just looks like a pair of snips or pliers. But here's what a catalytic converter halfway cut off looks like. It just takes a minute. They'll come in with a cutoff tool of some sort, cut right in this area, and cut on the other side of it, and they're gone. So now sometimes these do look like mufflers. This might be the muffler that was left behind with the catalytic converter cut off of the other side. I can't quite tell. Like I say, sometimes the cat converters do look like mufflers. They're very similar, very in size and shape as well. So precious metals in there that are very valuable to the recyclers. And we'll begin some enforcement action on all those. Really, as far as the presentation that I have, that's what I've got for this week. Charlie, can you think of anything else?
A couple of questions here. I'm going to pop this one up, and you can address it, LT.
Okay. From Tristan Jones, as far as I know, there are not running unattended statutes in Wichita. I could be wrong about that. Please correct me. Years ago, city, we had an ordinance that it was against the law to leave your car running unattended, and it even pertained to driveways and private areas or private property. Several years ago, that ordinance was repealed. Basically, the argument was it's my property. If it's on my property, I can do what I want with it, and you can't tell me I can't do that. If I want to start my car in my driveway and run it, I can. So that ordinance was repealed. There is a state statute currently that it's against the law on public property. So if you're on private property, it's still okay in Wichita. If you're in your driveway, if you're on an apartment complex, if you're in a grocery store parking lot, that's all private property. A public area that could be enforced would be running on the street. We could see a state statute enforcement there. So it would have to be public property, not private property.
All right. Let's see. Here's one about a possible community fund.
Shamrock Beckwith, we need maybe a community fund that we can together help get remote start to people needing it, especially with children, so they can warm their vehicles with less risk of theft or violation of the running unattended statutes. I mean, that is one workaround, one safety aspect to take in mind. If your car isn't newer, and I don't know when they started putting remote start on cars, 10, 15 years ago, and it's an option, as well. Not every new car comes with it. You have to pay for it. You have to add it on. If you have a car that remote start is not installed on, you can go aftermarket. There are shops, stereo shops. There's alarm car that install car alarms. They also install remote starts on cars. Now, keep in mind what you want is the remote start that will allow the vehicle to run, but not be taken out of park, which is the way I believe most of them operate. You could get in maybe to a cheaper option where the car is running and it could be taken out of park. So if you have the remote start where the keys aren't in the car, the vehicle is running, and if someone gets into it, they can't take it out of park because they don't have the keys. That's the most secure way of doing that. And that's the way most vehicles are. But there are some out there that will run without the key. Keep in mind what type of remote start you have. All right, Charlie. Well, I think that will wrap up today's Crime Link. Let me just go over. I think I've pretty much covered everything that I had. And thanks again to Allie, our crime analyst, who brings our numbers together. She sent me the information on the most stolen cars over the last 6 months in Wichita. And I'm multitasking here. I've got 2 computers going. So got some possible tips coming in there on the porch pirate. Charlie?
Yep. You want to mute? Yeah. Actually, we're getting information in reference to the possible porch pirate this morning. Appreciate everyone getting emails as we're talking here this morning about information on that. So again, we appreciate the dialogue, appreciate the information coming from our community and our community partners. That's about all the questions we have. I guess the last one I'll pop up is something that we've been getting a majority of the day right here. LT, what do you think?
Yeah. Yep.
Merry Christmas. God bless everyone. Yeah. So with that, that's all I have. I'll pass it over to you to wrap it up.
All right. Thanks, everybody that tuned in. We'll conclude December 21st, Crimecast, episode number 3. We'll see you next week, next Tuesday, and 11 a.m. Any information, questions, comments, concerns, you can contact me at crimelinkwpd@outlook.com. I am Lieutenant Scott Bruno, and it's not showing, I guess, just now because of the comments. But and then the 316-268-4407 with any tips or anything along those lines on information that was provided. And until then, till next week, next Tuesday, 11 a.m., we'll keep yourself safe, watch your neighbors, and stay safe, Wichita. Thank you.